What's up guys, Omni here. You guys know how it goes, another day, another video. Last night I tweeted I sleep. What recent news, topics, tweets, videos y'all want me to talk about tomorrow? And yep, it's another legendary Omni Friday upload. Dang man, we got a lot to talk about, okay? Remember those policy changes from Twitch? It's only been 2 days and there's absolute mayhem. Karl Jobst just responded to the Completionist and I think this guy is officially cooked. Jonathan Majors, the guy that plays Kang who is currently under trial, there's a video of him running for like 1 minute straight away from his girlfriend. I'll explain all of that. Cenat just finished a collaboration with Nicki Minaj and it was absolutely hilarious. And here's the boy. He has his haircut. He's so cold that he has to be in his little beddy bed now. He looks so happy. He's so light. He's bad now. He's jumping everywhere on the countertop. He feels like he has more energy without all that fur. And now he sleeps in my lap when I go to sleep in between my legs, okay? Because he... he's a skinny boy. The deal has been struck. If I showed you my Indi, you gotta like the video and subscribe if you haven't already, okay? We're trying to get to 1 million subscribers by tomorrow, okay? Let's make it happen. Let's just get this one out the way, okay? Because we talked about this on Wednesday. The insane Twitch policies that came into place where Twitch updated their TOS to basically express what sexual content is, what it defines, what you can do, what you can't do, you know, basically making it seem like, yes, okay, after this update, when you come to Twitch, you won't see things that you don't want to see anymore, and it's all going to be a nice, safe place. Separation between church and state. You're going to have all the sex over here, and everybody who wants to do everything else over here. Wrong. While you may not see any boobies or TTs or tatas like right on the front home page, if you click the just chatting page, bam, it's all over the place, okay? I went on there just yesterday with stream and it was just like 9 rows filled with girls and their boobies all the way almost down to their nipples, butts. It was all there. It's there. It's at the top. You've had Mudahar and Charlie and even popular streamer Asmongold, who said Twitch isn't and has never been a safe space for underage people. Asmongold believes that Twitch's new content policies are a W, in which he had tweeted what I just said. Plus, everyone fixates on booby streamers, but the reality is many Twitch streamers cover topics and have conversations that would be wildly inappropriate for minors to be involved in. New Twitch changes are a W. I agree. Minors should not be on this platform, okay? One thing that people were talking about is that when it comes to these streamers, these girls who are out here pretending to play video games like Super Mario Sunshine, is that when you go to their pages and they play an ad, you'll get an ad for like Fortnite, right? You'll get an ad for a Super Mario game. You will get ads that seem like they're trying to target a younger audience, and then bam, right back to our feature presentation, which is just boobs and booty. On top of that, and I can't show you any of the pictures, okay, but VTubers have been running amok, okay? Fifi said Twitch. I don't think she's gotten banned yet. She one of the ones that would normally get banned after these policies, but VTubers, furry artists, all of these people have been flocking to Twitch just so they can show you the most naked things possible, okay? It's mayhem out there. The whole concept of artistic nudity brought everyone's artistic side out when they were like, oh, so I can go on Twitch and use my art to create nudity? I want to show you some of the pictures so badly, okay? There was this one VTuber model, okay, who was doing the whole meta where you can only see everything below, but then she would have her own model right here, sitting here, just straight up naked. No censor, no nothing, saying that it's artistic, nipples showing, all of it, just there. And then there was other suggested pictures here as well. And there was multiple VTubers and artists out here just sitting here drawing some of the craziest things you can imagine. The stuff that you accidentally or purposely search for, some of you heathens would find on the internet. It was just floating around on twitch.tv. And literally as of this morning, because we have breaking news, while I was talking to you about this subject, Zach Bussey had told us and said that Twitch is rolling back changes to the sexual content policy. It's only been 2 days and they were like, you know what? You know what? You got us. You got us. Anyway, here's the new update. Twitch said we're making additional updates to our sexual content policy. We realized that our earlier update caused confusion and appreciate all the feedback we've received. Thanks for always coming together with us to help to build the best version of Twitch. Check out the changes here. Okay, so what are these new changes? Okay, so that a new meta and so new stuff can happen. I don't know if understand if they actually see what's happening here is that people will find the rules, they will find a new meta, and then they will avoid it, okay? They will dodge it. They will figure out how to break the matrix. So this one comes from Dan Clancy. On Wednesday, we updated our sexual content policy. Our primary goal in making these updates was to make our guidelines easier to understand and enforce. Part of this update included changes to how we treat fictionalized nudity. For years, through user voice and in conversations, we heard from artists that our content policies were limiting. And making this update, we were trying to be responsive to these requests and allow the thriving artist community on Twitch to utilize the human form in their art. Hence, the artistic nudity. First, we want to make clear that some streamers, in response to this update, created content that was in violation of our new policy. We worked quickly to remove that content and issue channel enforcement. So this is them talking about all the people who came in and just started, oh, artistic nudity? Boom! Time to draw nudity with art. Okay, that wasn't what the artistic nudity. If you guys were with me last video, we went over the details of artistic nudity, which was body painting and, you know, being able to show like part of the cleavage, but you had to put on opaque stuff, okay? Even though it says artistic nudity, there was a definition of what that artistic nudity meant. However, there was also a great deal of new content that was allowed under the updated policy. Much of the content created has met with the community concern. These are concerns we share. Upon reflection, we have decided that we went too far with this change. Digital depictions of nudity present a unique challenge. AI can be used to create realistic images, and it can be hard to distinguish between digital art and photography. I don't think any of the issues was with AI. I don't think this is something them trying to combat AI. So effective today, we are rolling back the artistic nudity changes. No more artistic nudity. Moving forward, depictions of real or fictional nudity won't be allowed on Twitch regardless of the medium. This restriction does not apply to mature-related games. You can find emote-specific standards for nudity and sexual content in the emote guidelines. We aren't making any other changes to the updated sexual content policy. So, no nudity now. They're saying no, artistic nudity is not even allowed. I said this. Go back to my video. I said that this was going to happen, bro. I just didn't know it was going to happen with the VTubers and the furries. They're the ones. We're in the process of pushing out updates to our community guidelines that reflect this change. It will take a few days for both this blog and the new community guidelines to be translated. Well, I wish we would have predicted this outcome. Part of our job is to make adjustments that serve the community. I apologize for the confusion that this update has caused. Look, I can't believe I'm actually saying this to you guys, but they just need to go the old-fashioned YouTube route, okay? YouTube has a system where they will just demonetize you and remove you, and you have no idea why. You know, it's just they need to adopt that policy when it comes to freaking like nudity and sexual content. Just start banning people and then make the ban like last. Like when when they ban you, you're gone. Your channel gone. Make people afraid, you know, evaporate somebody right now. Like this is a game, Hunger Games. People should be afraid of putting out content that might, you know, expose them as nudity. People should be afraid, but they're not. Everyone wants to tread the water and push the limits because there is no fear. Even if they do get banned, like, whoops, there's a nipple slip. It's only a 2-day, 3-day ban, you know, vacation. And they come back and rinse, wash, repeat. There's literally no repercussions, and nobody is afraid of Twitch because they constantly just move the goalpost in order to make things flexible for as amount of people. Anyway, let's update with Twitch. At least with this policy change, it seems like they are reverting back to remove more nudity. Okay, they're not trying to expand it so more people can have more nudity. Okay, but it's not going to change what you see on the front page or the just chatting when you click. Okay, the girls who are sitting here showing you like 90% of their tatas, they will continue to do what they're doing, so that's not going away anytime soon. But you guys can let me know how you feel about all the new Twitch policy changes in the comments. And what did you see? Did you see anything wild in the past 2 days? You can let me know in the comments below. So guys, I don't know how Cenat did it, but he broke another record. He had like 350,000 plus people watching his stream all together when he got Nicki Minaj after she was running like 3 hours late to come to his place and do a stream. And it was it was amazing, to be honest, bro. It was so funny, so goofy. Seeing Nicki Minaj and Kai basically interact like very nonchalantly and easy was really fun as well. And people had an absolute blast. It was another W for Cenat and another W just in terms of just streamers as well. I'll show you a few of the clips that have been trending because it was funny as hell. It was great. This one, not so much. Once that Kai surprises his mother and his twin sister with Nicki Minaj. This is more of just, you know, Nicki, you know, being cool to the homies, to the ladies.
Not cry. This is is my twin sister, Kaya. No, Kaya, no. I love you.
Oh, that is so adorable, dude. That's so cool, man. That you sit here and be like, yeah, let me bring my sister and my mother to come meet Nicki Minaj, and Nicki Minaj comes and gives you a hug, and it's just like, wow, been a huge fan of you for a long time, and to see that's a dub. By the way, my man is sitting on like 103,000 subscribers at the moment. By the way, Nicki Minaj has this big old seat for the queen of hip hop.
I'll tell you exactly what's gonna happen next.
Really?
I will tell, sweetheart.
Be honest, okay? So boom, like
you ain't got no drinks for me poured. Like that shit is mad tacky. If I was the girl and I came here and then it was like, and you ain't say after 5 minutes, hey girl, can I get you something to drink?
No. Here's the thing. We was drinking a little bit. Oh God, 1942.
Are you slow?
Huh? What?
You haven't offered me anything to drink.
Oh.
He said, why have you not offered me a drink? I've been here for at least 5 minutes. Why you not offering me any beverages? Are you slow?
Yeah. Nicki, you just tried to kick me in my face? I thought we was teammates. Good fit today. Hey, you smell good. What you got on?
Pink Friday too.
You like how I did that? Pink Friday! Why you making that face?
I'll do what the fuck I want.
Okay, you right. Type shit. Okay, can you explain?
I didn't know Nicki Minaj was so funny. Like non-unironically, she is hilarious. You can tell that she's trolling, you know? She's doing with the whole laugh into the straight face, like, ugh, get away from me. I've seen that many, many times. But she is a straight troll, and she is super freaking hilarious. And it mixes really well with Kai, who is also a troll and a bit of a clown. They have a lot of chemistry. This was... This is really funny.
My fault. It just got.
Excuse me.
I know. It just took over. I'm sorry.
I just axe kicked his desk, dog. Rage over here looking at this man with extreme disappointment. Like, how dare you? I cannot believe this is where we are. What?
Niggas do anything. Niggas stop doing anything.
What?
Niggas not doing anything.
I didn't know Kai could do the whole break body dancing. Oh my God. I didn't even know that was a damn thing. But yeah, guys, that was the Kai Cenat x Nicki Minaj stream. I think they were advertising her new song, Everybody, and also one of her new perfumes that she's coming out with as well. They look like they were having a absolute blast. Kai destroyed almost all the records when it comes to concurrent viewerships on Twitch. The man was huge W. This is entertainment. This is content. You love to see it happen, whether you like Nicki Minaj or not, which I don't know a lot of people who dislike her, but it looked like everybody was having a good ass time, some good ass energy, man. So huge props to Kai and AMP for again continually to just take it to the next level. So Joe said Karl Jobst dropped a new video about the Completionist. All right, guys, we've been going back and forth with the Completionist Jirard, and to be kind of honest, I'm getting kind of tired and exhausted. Okay, after like 3 or 4 videos from Mudahar and 2 to 3 videos from Karl, and then the response from, I'm tired of talking about this. Okay, but Karl Jobst's last video, I feel like might be the nail in the coffin and potentially the last that we might hear from this entire situation, given that the Completionist in his own tweet said that he will not be making up any more follow-up statements. And if you did watch Karl Jobst's most recent video that he dropped yesterday, oh my God. I believe now that we are at a point that enough information has been exchanged where there are just some clear lies and deception that has been created from him, which has been my main point. The numbers and stuff, how they move it, how they accrue it, things can be a little wishy-washy with that. I'm not betting on that. My whole thing is like, look, was this man lying? Was this man being deceptive? And it's... Karl Jobst has done an amazing job at expressing just that was Jirard's intent. Karl Jobst, he released a video titled less than 9 hours ago titled The Completionist Response is the Worst Thing Ever. It's a 30-minute video, which I will not show you all of it, but I have already watched the video, and my man's cooked him. There are just some things now at this point that are undeniably just factually looks terrible for the completionist that I don't think he can explain himself out of, because it looks just that bad. I'm going to show you the highlights that I believe are the most important for you to look at here. But if you guys have been following this situation and you want to watch somebody who does amazing videos that are almost better than a lot of people who do, like, you know, professional journalism, this is your guy.
Hello, you absolute legends. Last month, I released 2 videos outlining charity fraud committed by the completionist and his charity, the Open Hand Foundation. Those 2 videos can basically be summed up with 3 main allegations. 1. The completionist committed charity fraud by making false, misleading statements about what the charity was doing in order to solicit donations. 2. The completionist stole donations that were supposed to go to the Open Hand Foundation. And 3. The revenue generated by the golf tournament run by Jirard's family was not being sent to the Open Hand Foundation.
So these are the 3 points that he has in his video that he does an extremely well job at showing using the evidence of Jirard himself. Okay, his evidence about these claims always goes back to clips and clips and clips and clips of Jirard saying one thing based on his apology and then doing the other many times in prior history.
Jirard is trying to address my first claim, that he made misleading statements and thus committed charity fraud. Jirard does not take much responsibility or own up to this in any significant way. Instead, he says he made claims that were potentially implying that donations were made, and that he was disappointed because he wasn't straightforward enough about the timeline. But let's look at what Jirard actually said.
My father, my brother, and I started a foundation called the Open Hand Foundation that raises money for dementia research and treatment for organizations all over the world. We're soon going to be partnering up with the Alzheimer's Association, currently working with the University of San Francisco, and we're kind of one of their main funding support partners going into all of this.
He said in 2020 that he was currently one of the main funding support partners of the University of San Francisco. This lie is so batshit insane, it's impressive. And keep in mind, the Open Hand Foundation has never given a single dollar to the University of San Francisco.
So there you go. That's one super huge contradiction that he does a billion times in this video. I'll show you some of the other highlights as well. The whole big point is that Jirard, and many times during his entire fiasco of doing this Indi land, is talking about how he's a main funding partner. It's talking about how he's giving money, raising money for charity. And again, it never actually goes to charity. It sits in the Open Hand Foundation and a bank account losing to depreciation. But the way that he communicated makes it feel like this charity has been an ongoing thing that's making impacts, that's doing things. We're out here changing lives, ladies and gentlemen, when 10 years later, not a single life has been changed.
This lie implies many things. It doesn't just mean they give money to the USF, it means they give so much money that it's one of their main funding support partners. It means that Jirard has to know exactly how much money the Open Hand Foundation is giving. He has to know how much money other entities are giving, and then he has to compare the two to conclude that his contributions are large enough to substantiate the use of the word main. This lie cannot happen by accident. And the funny thing about this lie is that right before it, he says they will soon be working with the Alzheimer's Association. This is funny because in this clip from 2020, he name drops 2 organizations that still to this day have not received a single penny.
For like a good 5 or 6 minutes, like Karl basically keeps providing clips after clips after clips. This is evidence, all right? You don't need to be an accountant or a lawyer to basically see that the wording that he is using is extremely misleading and also at some points just a clear out freaking lie. It did not happen. Next highlight I want to show you guys is this part 10 minutes into the video where the completionist talks about how Jirard talks about how money that he's been raising for a charity does not get touched. Okay, the whole concept of just not touching the money, is just going straight to the open hand. And then he provides receipts where there are non-stop clips of Jirard who's basically insinuating that the money that is being donated, that is being raised, the bits, the subscriptions, everything is going to the Open Hand foundation to be donated to charity, and then they're not touching it. There was even one point, I believe he said something where someone else was going to cover the cost of the show here. But in the actual video itself, which we had already seen from the completionist talks about how they do touch it. And not only do they touch it, but they touch it a lot because it funds their entire event for the expenses.
Does Jirard not understand that he is admitting to embezzlement here? To be clear, a charity using donations to cover expenses isn't illegal. It's totally normal and common. But that's not what Jirard did. Jirard lied to the public and said that this money was going to charity and that he wasn't touching any of it.
You can do bits, you can do subs, you can actually donate money. If you are more like, I want a material thing, you can do a shirt, you can do a coin, it all goes to charity, it's all great. Bits, subs, YouTube memberships, or YouTube super chats, anything that supports us is going to the foundation at the very end.
As a reminder, all bits and subs, including Amazon Primes, go towards the charity as well. So it's all a pass through, all going for a good cause.
Saying all pass through is kind of wild too as well. That's a very clear language to kind of make it seem like, yeah, your money goes directly. Like, nope. Pass through, if you don't know, means that if you give money to somebody, that sometimes that money might become smaller because they have to use it for some reasons. To say that there's no pass through quite literally feels like one for one, your money goes to one for some type of charity.
And not only did Jirard say this many times, it was plastered on screen during the entire event for multiple years. What you need to understand is that Jirard isn't a charity. He is an individual. When you give a bit or a sub to his Twitch channel, you aren't giving money to charity. You're giving money to Jirard. Jirard said, "Give me money in the form of bits and subs, and I will give that money to charity." He told his fans and people that look up to him, "Entrust your hard-earned money to me, and I will give all of that money to the Open Hand Foundation." But you know what happened when everyone gave Jirard their money, assuming it would go to charity? Jirard said, "Fuck you, I've changed my mind. I'm going to spend that money on something else. I'm going to spend that money on something that directly benefits myself." This is again textbook charity fraud and is the literal definition of embezzlement.
Jirard is trying to call Open Hand, you know, the foundation, the charity. Like, not Alzheimer's, not the research, all the other ones, the actual true charities that actually use the money to do things for research and change people's lives. He's calling his foundation the charity, where the money just goes to the charity, but he's a middleman that gives money to actual charity, okay? He's doing a charitable event, and then he puts it into a middle class and then donates it. You guys understand the concept of that. There is a reason why they have this entity, by the way. There's a lot of benefits for creating it for tax purposes that I won't go into, but there are plenty of people who raise way more money for charity who don't create this shell where you first give the money to the shell, which then gives the money to the charity. Some people just say, hey, give us the money, and bam, that money directly goes straight to charity. And also the point that he made about how, like, yeah, after the charity's done and everything, every time they keep raising money for Indi land and making it bigger and bigger and bigger, this is actually good monetarily for Jirard, because yeah, the following month, once all the bits and donations are done, he's still got it. You guys are still here. You're still subscribed. You're still watching his content. His audience is getting bigger and bigger. So he does definitely profit from this concept of the charity. It's not a problem. No, this is the Mr. Beast, I would say, philanthropy formula, where he makes money from a video and then he takes the money to go ahead and makes more money, to takes the video that makes more money, to takes the video makes more money. But I'm hoping and assuming well, when I see Mr. Beast, right, he makes videos showing how he is actually making changes every single time. He's like, I'm going to build 100 wells in Africa. And then you go to the video, there's 100 wells in Africa, okay? He goes to another place, I'm going to spend this much money, and then that money is spent. He doesn't come here and says, I want to raise money for a cause, and then sits there for 10 years, never doing anything but continually to run a charitable event.
He said he would give that money to charity, but instead, he spent it. That's fraud, that's theft, and that is embezzlement. And what makes this even worse is that he would then go and lie, trying to take credit for paying for everything himself.
So for those of you guys who don't know, we had a show last year, and it went great, but it was very expensive, and TOBG covered the cost of it, but we have kind of a rule of, like, we want to make sure that, like, as we do charity events, that we're not costing the charity organization or really anyone outside of our awesome sponsors. The guys have
That's it. That's it. That's the smoking gun. Okay. I've been communicating there's got to be just a smoking gun. That statement, at least in my opinion, where he specifically says we're not costing the charity is just a flat out lie, because you are. I believe that he has been using the funds and the money for at least a decade whenever Indiland is here to offset the cost to create Indiland in itself, and probably the golf events as well. Okay, in order for them to keep running Indiland and to keep running the golf events, they gotta keep using the cost for charity. I don't think they just randomly one year decided not to. I don't think that's how it worked either. This right here might be one of the best points that's been made in my opinion, because I never saw that specific clip, but that's pretty damn damning.
First, I need to point out what seems to be obvious to me, but hardly anyone else seems to acknowledge. Not passing along money people have entrusted to you to give to charity because you don't have enough money and you really want to make a restricted donation is completely bullshit.
Yeah.
That is not a sufficient reason to hold funds.
That's what I said.
This is a completely unnecessary hurdle to place. If you, as an entity, already have a lot of money and you want your donation to be restricted, so be it. But if you keep other people's money and mislead people because of your grandiose vision of how you think you should impact the world, you're just a pile of garbage.
Karl does not hold back. And this was one of the points that I said in a lot of the prior videos, right? Is that if he wants to build a spirit bomb charity to just be like, hey guys, 10 years, now we're going to drop it all into a restricted fund and we finally got to this point, then just say that. Be transparent, because if you don't, people think that when they donate to Indiland that their money is going to charity and is impacting lives. And it is not. And he was not saying it. And it feels like he was not saying it intentionally so people would continue to donate. Me personally, I would not feel comfortable donating to a charity that does not move that money to a charitable purpose. Okay? Period. All right. If I give you money that year, I need to know that it's helping somebody that year. But if somebody said, hey, we're going to be holding on to your money for a very long time, indefinitely, by the way, okay, this could have gone on for much longer. We're just going to hold on to it so we can spirit bomb somewhere else. I can be like, do I want to be involved in something like that? Is that something that I want to, contribute towards? I can have more agency as the viewer. But if I don't know it, and I just think it's just doing one thing, the most normal thing, then yeah. And that is the part that's misleading. There's a lot of other parts that's misleading, but that's one big part that's misleading. So this is the ended part of the video, and the last highlight that I'm going to show you guys, where Karl Jobst talks about the intensity, when freaking the completionist gets extremely angry and starts threatening legal action. Okay, because Karl in this entire video, if you listen to the tone, he is pissed. He is angry as well. He's like, how dare you, bro? If I didn't make my initial videos on you, charity would have never been done. And not to mention, I'm calling you out on all of these lies and fabrications and misleading that you didn't reply to at all, at once, in detail. Everything that you have done is misleading. So for you to get angry at me because I caught you in a whole bunch of lies is garbage doo-doo butter. That's Karl Jobst. That's my impression of him, basically. But this one, he is directly responding to the completionist when it comes to him being angry.
I'm not sure if Jirard is either too stupid to understand what we said, or if he is intentionally being stupid in order to make this as confusing as possible. At the end of the video, Jirard gets angry, puffs out his chest, and attempts to scare me.
These allegations are slanderous, and we believe we're done with selfish intent.
What a pathetic bitch. The guy who lied to his fans for years, taking hundreds of thousands of dollars of their money by misleading them. The guy who kept donations for a decade and only donated because he got caught. The guy who spent donations on himself. The guy who abused the trust of his friends and dragged them into this. The guy who jeopardized the financial security of all of his employees because of his sheer stupidity and greed has the gall to threaten legal action. What an absolute buffoon. If Jirard or his family are stupid enough to go after me, I wish them the best of luck.
That's kind of the TLDR. He's saying, bring it, bro, okay? Because Jirard, if he wants to go ahead and open up a case, he's going to open himself up to discovery. That's right. If you got something that you want to say about something else and you want to sue them, well, you and all your financials and your business and the counterclaims have to be opened up for people to look into. And they might find some things that you don't want them to find, or you don't even realize were something that would be incriminating to you. Opening yourself up to discovery is opening yourself up to potentially weakness and being countersued and losing. So if that's the risk that he wants to take, Karl Jobst is saying, Let's go, bro, okay? Make the lawsuit. Make it me and Muda versus you. We are down to 2v1. So yeah, guys, that's some of the highlights from the video. I encourage you guys to watch the full thing. It's 30 minutes, but it's a very good and easy watch because he breaks down things very easily, showing evidence after evidence after evidence of contradiction after contradiction after contradiction. If you ever played Phoenix Wright, you know you have to prove somebody with a contradiction with one item and you say, take that. Now imagine... Imagine Phoenix Wright says, take that, take that, take that, take that, 20 times in a row with 20 different pieces of evidence. That's what Karl Jobst did here on a numerous amount of times, calling him out on clear lies and deception. It looks like this guy is officially cooked. But yeah, guys, that's the completionist Karl Jobst. I think that's the end of the saga. I mean, completionist said he wouldn't respond, but... I wouldn't be surprised if he counter-responds. Some people, I mean, based on some of what he's been saying, he might just go back and just fade into the abyss and just disappear. I don't know, man, but it's a pretty sad ending. There was a clip or a Twitter somewhere where someone had showed an apology that the completionist could have made. Instead of this video, the completionist could have just said, you know what? I'm sorry. I take full accountability. I have the funds there. You know what? That was not right of me. I'm going to donate it. Plus, I'm going to donate an extra 50K of my own personal funds to help offset the inflation, right? Like if you corrected your mistake and somebody said, hey, we've lost all this money to this charity based on inflation, and then you put in your own money to correct the point of the inflation, and now we're back and we're whole and you've made people whole, that's huge, right? That is absolutely huge because now no harm has been done in terms of the people's monies. Their monies are doing exactly what it needed to do. If you make everybody whole like that, right? Then the second step is to apologize and say, guys, I am sorry. Here's me taking accountability. I will take down the charity. And if you guys want, I'll just run the event and I'll make sure that this time all the funds go directly to charity without the middleman. I'll close out the Open Hand Foundation. And if you guys want to continue to support me there, I will do that. I understand if you don't want to as well, because I was not being transparent. That's all it takes, right? Is to be like, I'm sorry, I messed up, and here's me fixing that. There's been a lot of examples of creators online who have done something that's really messed up, right? And then they fixed it. The person that always comes to mind is Jirard. That guy went above and beyond and spent like tens of thousands of dollars to fight against the cause that he was, you know, feeding into, and was just doing everything that he could think of to basically make people whole, putting his money where his mouth is. That's how you fix things, okay? Because the victims in this situation, again, as I continue to say, are the people who donated the money under false pretense. But instead, he decided to get extremely angry, go for lawyers, and attack the people who actually got him to donate the money in the first place and exposed all of this misleading stuff. So you guys can let me know how you feel. I think this will be the end. I don't think there will be any follow-ups. If the completionist responds, I think it will only get worse. And if he also tries to make a lawsuit against them, oh my God, we got another Illuminati situation on our hands, don't we? Don't make this. Don't let this be, okay? I don't want this no more. Okay, guys, we have some basketball news that's so big that even I'm involved with it, okay? I'm not a sports junkie. You're not a sports junkie, probably watching this, but this one you have to see because it's funny. It's hilarious. Trust me. I promise you, okay? ESPN sources are saying that the NBA is suspending Golden State's Draymond Green indefinitely. If you don't know who this guy is, all you need to know is he is a goddamn menace, all right? Every time you see a clip on Twitter that breaks out with somebody like punching somebody, uppercutting, choking, whatever, it's him. It's Draymond Green, okay? Every single time he's behind it. He has his own montage of just assaulting people, punching, elbow, kicking in the nuts. I'm telling you, this man is playing Mortal Kombat while everyone else is playing basketball, okay? I can't play the audio because it's NFL, but boom, punching, choking, kicking, stomping, stomping on ribs, tackling, kicking somebody in the nuts. Kicking somebody in the butt. Oh my. Look at this. He's playing football. That's why they're playing the football theme, right? He is out here a menace. Stabbing people in the eye. Stabbing LeBron in the eye. Stabbing LeBron in the eye again. Oh my gosh. Elbowing. Look at that. There's just no way, bro. Dragging people to the floor? This man needs some help. He ain't playing basketball. basketball. Like I said, Mortal Kombat, WWE, he's playing football, everyone playing basketball, and this man is just trying to throw every cheap shot that you can think of in imagination. That was just a quick highlight of like a minute. It's probably way more things that he's done, and a lot of people were very happy. They were like, yeah, get this man out of here. Like, he deserves it, to be honest. If anybody's going to get out indefinitely for all of this repeated behavior, it's him, because this man is a menace. Anyway, that's all I'm going to show you, okay? His suspension is indefinite, but it doesn't mean forever, okay? It's not infinite. It's indefinite, meaning he's going to take some time off to get some rehabilitation. I don't know, anger management. They're basically saying like, look, we put you on a temporary timeout, and that's a big deal because he's a star player for the Golden Warriors with Steph Curry, okay? He's a part of one of the #1 teams in the freaking world for years and years now, all right? They're saying, we're going to take you out, and we're going to put you back in, but if you come back and start repeating that stuff nonstop, it sounds like this is going to be the end of Draymond Green if he ever continues again. I think he will come back. Stop kicking people in the nuts. All right, guys, remember that clip I showed you in the beginning that showed Jonathan Majors running for like a full minute? I don't think it was New York City or whatever, away from his girlfriend. Okay, if you guys don't know, Jonathan Majors, aka Kang from the Marvel Universe, he's supposed to be the new Thanos, man, the multi-universe stuff. No spoilers, okay? But he's supposed to be a huge 10,000% Avengers level threat and beyond, okay? He might get recasted and called. There's been a trial that's been going on between him and his ex-girlfriend. There have been receipts that have been dropping left and right, kind of exposing what actually happened, what actually occurred. And I kind of want to show you some of it because it's absolutely ridiculous. For those of you guys who aren't in the know of what's been happening with Jonathan Majors, he was arrested March 25th earlier this year in New York City on allegations that he choked, assaulted, and harassed his ex-girlfriend. Majors then pleaded not guilty to all accounts and then accused Jabari, his ex, of attacking him. This is the clip, by the way. Surveillance footage of Jonathan Majors' incident. Here's a 58-second clip that says surveillance footage from the night of the alleged altercation between Jonathan Majors and ex-girlfriend has been released. There's no audio, thankfully, so I'll give you the playback, okay? But you can see here, someone's out the truck and someone's just trying to, it looks like they're trying to get out. Jonathan Majors is outside of his vehicle in the middle of traffic, right? They get out of traffic, they come to another camera where he's pulling away from her and he's pushing her, he's running. And then he just starts sprinting and sprinting. He's got the jog going on, he is running, and she is chasing him. Okay? And the cameras caught it all. He continues sprinting. He continues sprinting. He continues sprinting. He continues sprinting. He goes faster and faster. This man is a track runner, okay? The exercise he got from Creed is paying off. She chases him across the street. Jaywalking. He dips around the corner. This seems like one of those it looks like they're trying to make a movie when someone's just running away from someone and he's still going. The other piece of evidence that was floating around was this clip. It was a 2-minute clip where Jonathan Majors is talking to his ex. Says they've released an audio of Jonathan Majors telling his girlfriend to be like Michelle Obama and Coretta Scott King. Okay, he's having a conversation with his ex. I believe the premise was that she brought in some people into his house that were drunk, and they were having an altercation about that.
What are you doing right now? Period. This is actually, period. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Do you really though, baby? Do you really?
Yes.
Then how dare you come home drunk and disturb the peace of our house when we have a plan?
I would
like to get to the point where your friends know what job I'm on and go, I think Grace is gonna be out of commission.
Yeah, I won't.
No. Do you understand that? Because that team, that unit, right? Grace has to be in a certain mindset to support Coretta Scott King. You know who that is? That's Martin Luther King's wife. Michelle Obama, Barack Obama's wife.
No, I'm not. I shouldn't have gone out. I'm
sorry. Let me just lay it out for you, right? If I'm just gonna say this. My temper, my shit, my trauma, blah, all that said, right? And I'm not saying I'm a great man, a great man.
All right, I'm gonna pause. 1 minute and 10 seconds of the video, okay? She's saying sorry for going out. He's over here saying like, look, you cannot come and stumble upon our house drunk, all right? I'm freaking Jonathan Majors, all right? I am the biggest leading villain of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's a big deal. There's never been a black man at my magnitude to be this level of a threat and an imaginary TV, which is absolutely true if I can think about it. I've had this conversation on Twitch. Black men have never been a universal threat when it comes to fiction and imaginary shows, for the most part, when it comes to Hollywood. Okay, him being king and him being a black man is ginormous. Usually when it comes to black guys, right, we're an earth threat. You know, we got freaking Michael B. Jordan in Wakanda, right, and he's, you know, jeopardizing the world. Okay, but jeopardizing universes, multiple ones, he's probably the most powerful. Okay, so yes, it's a big deal. He's comparing it to the likes of like Martin Luther King Jr. and Obama, which is, I wouldn't say all that, but it sounds like he wants to set himself up to that precedent and to that standard, which I don't, you know, mind. But then also when he goes into here and says like, look, I'm a great man, you know, then I'm like, all right, bro. Okay. Now, he obviously thinks very highly of himself. And I think that he talks about also his temper as well. Like, I do not think that he is 100% innocent in this situation. But so far, the conversation, he's reprimanding her for basically making him look bad and not being a spouse or a girlfriend who is similar to like Obama and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. had.
Doing great things, not just for me, but for my culture and for the world. That is actually the position I'm in. That's real. I'm not being a dick about it. I didn't ask for it. I've worked, and that's the situation. The woman that supports me, that I support, that needs to be a great woman and make sacrifices the way that man is making for her and for them ultimately. Last night, 2 nights ago, you did not do that. You did not do that.
I'm sorry.
Which took away from the plan. And the plan is everything. If it was just you in the house drunk, maybe I could have swallowed it. Or I would have felt bold enough like, oh, babe, let's just go to bed. Which I said, I'm just going to go to bed. I'm not hungry, blah, 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 blah. Because Grace isn't here. Why? She was drunk. Why else? She was clogged by whatever was going on. You know what I mean? Fine. I can take that. Fine.
So I don't think he said many wrong things. It sounds like they had a plan. All right, when you're a king, you're Jonathan Majors, and you're on the come up, and you are responsible, and you think that you're responsible for the culture because you are. People are going to be looking at you a certain way. He has an image that he wants to create. He has a plan that he wants to do in order to uphold the culture himself and his family and everything like that. If you guys had a plan from the get-go and say, this is what we need to do, all right, we need a lockdown, because I guarantee you, that's what the Obamas did, all right? Probably what Dr. Martin Luther King did. A lot of people say like, look, this is what we got to do in order to make the things that we want to get done. Either you with me or not. Either you support us reciprocally or you don't. Sounds like in this specific situation, he was like, yeah, you at home drunk with these people and you're ruining our damn plan. But that's not the full picture, okay? A couple of days before this came out, all right, there was text messages. There were exchanges from Jonathan Major that made him look really bad. Jonathan Majors appears to admit physically attacking ex-Grace Jabari and text messages that was entered into evidence. It reads here from this People article that kind of gave a bit of a summary of the text message that said that in those September 2022 text messages, Majors had responded to Jabari threatening suicide if his then girlfriend went to the hospital for her injured head. The injured head that his girlfriend is claiming was done by Jonathan Majors. Last night I considered killing myself versus coming home, Majors wrote to Jabari, adding, quote, I need love too, or maybe I'm such a monster and a horrible man. I don't deserve it, and I should just kill myself, and this way my existence is miserable. I want to die. Jabari, who was in court, who has turned the direction of the projected text messages, had responded, I will not go to the doctor if you don't feel safe with me doing so or don't trust me to. I promise you I would never mention you but understand your fear. Telling her that she would not reject his love and admonishing her for not hugging him after the alleged fight, Majors noted by texting, I will probably kill myself. It's not really contemplative anymore, he added. I'm a monster, a horrible man, not capable of love. I'm killing myself soon. So textbook manipulation right there, and completely terrible. I've seen many situations IRL where somebody, usually the guy, will use suicide as a way to control the partner. You love someone, you care for someone, and they tell you that they're going to kill themselves if you do something, and you're like, well, damn, okay, I feel like I need to tell somebody that this happens. I feel like I need to do this, but if I do this, then I might cause the person that I care about in this situation death. That's not good. If Jonathan Majors did do this, he's a POS, okay? This is garbage, textbook, toxic behavior, okay, that I would not wish upon anybody. Anyway, she said, Jonathan, you can't say this. I'm going to have to tell someone. Jabari responded by text, noting her perceived error in not hugging him. As the text messages were read aloud to the jury, Majors, seated at the defense table in the black suit and white collared shirt, kept his head down, hands in his lap, his binder of notes shut, and when the prosecutor finished reading the message, the actor looked briefly at the jury. The details of that September 2022 incident were not further detailed for the jury, as the earlier incident still otherwise precluded from coming to trial. So on the one hand, you have Jonathan Majors making these very god-awful texts, trying to, protect himself by making her not do it because he's threatening suicide, right? That's just bad no matter how you spin it, okay? No matter what the context is, that's terrible. But then you have this footage over here where he's running away from her, just sprinting. Like, unless he stole something from her and she was kind of retrieve it, right? If this is an aggressor situation, apparently the person that was in the car also testified that it looked as bad as it did look. What you got here now is a very toxic situation between two people that should have ended it a long time ago. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'll give you guys the details if there's any more updates. Does this mean that they're going to recast freaking Jonathan Majors as Kang? Probably, is my guess. I think there might be enough evidence out there to kind of be like, yeah, we can't have this guy being the ultimate villain in our movies when he's kind of being a bit of a villain in IRL as well, okay? But I'll let you guys know if there's any more like damning evidence that comes out, and also the result of the trial, because I know you guys kind of want to know what happens, whether it's Jonathan Majors himself or, the future of Marvel, and right now currently being the biggest bad guy in the universe as a whole. I never talked to you guys about the situation because I honestly didn't care, okay? There was a YouTuber by the name of kwebblekop who decided to start making all his videos AI. Like, he literally was like, everything that I do is all going to be AI, and I did not care. I thought this was a goofy campaign that's going to end in disgrace. He's a YouTuber, ex-guy who used to be really big, not so much anymore, and maybe he was just doing some publicity stunt to extend the future of his, I don't know. It was just stupid no matter how you looked at it. But apparently he's going back to being normal, and he's done. He made a video really quickly talking about it. I'm kind of curious if you guys want me to kind of look at it, so I'll take a look.
Well, I never thought I'd be making this video. Before we start, just want to prove that it's the real me. I'm gonna do a few...
It's spoiler, it's him.
It's time. A few years ago, I came up with this idea of starting kwebblekop AI, and the main reason I came up with it was because I had a really hard time keeping up with all these YouTube videos that I wanted to make and entertaining you all. And with that, I decided to create kwebblekop AI. The level of complexity these systems have are absolutely phenomenal. I don't
care. The music coming on, I don't care, okay? Guys, if I stopped making YouTube videos or I felt like it was getting too hard, I wouldn't give you an AI version of Omni so that you can continue getting content from a fake me. Let's keep it a buck. That's what he was doing. He was trying to monetize the program. He was trying to do less work and gain more, and it failed completely.
I have worked hours and hours and hours and months and years on programming and creating kwebblekop AI to the point where the kwebblekop AI can run itself. A virtual influencer that you launch, that makes videos, that reacts to these videos, and even posts them on YouTube. And YouTube is aware of this. I asked them, is this okay? And they said yes. But after trying, after forcing it down everyone's throats, I think it's time to pull the plug. I think it's time to stop posting kwebblekop AI videos and post some more videos of the real me. I don't really know what this is going to look like. I can only imagine, but I wanted to share this video. I wanted to post this video, and I wanted to show everyone that yeah, this time it's real. This is not, once again, I'm not pulling the AI
By the way, he's already made a video talking about this before, and it was a fake one where he made a kwebblekop 2.0. He was like, yeah, it's over. Psych, it's just beginning even again. My guess is that he's pulling the plug on this because it was so unsuccessful, okay? The music is just so weird. It's almost like he's talking in a way where it's like, yeah, I'm gonna pull the plug because I kind of want to give you my authentic self. Or, no, bro. You try to game the system.
I mean, thank you. Yeah, like there isn't much else I want to say.
I wish I had my 3 minutes back. I wish I had it back. Breaking gaming news really quick in case you guys didn't know. Capsaris said that Last of Us Online is officially canceled. I didn't even know that they were working on that, but Naughty Dog had made an announcement saying that it's stopping the development of The Last of Us Online, stating that the amount of studio resources needed to support the game would impact the future development of single-player games. Basically saying we don't got enough money. They were trying to prevent the last day before us, the day before or whatever. They were trying to avoid that situation. They saw what we did when we cooked them, and they're like, all right, I don't want to get gone either. Guys, sorry, we can't put this out. We can't make The Last of Us Online, which I didn't even know people were wanting, but it would sound pretty cool, actually, but it's gone. We realize many of you have been anticipating news around the project that we've been calling The Last of Us Online. There's no easy way to say this. We made the incredible difficult decision to stop development on that game. Multiplayer team has been in pre-production with this game since we were working on The Last of Us Part 2, crafting an experience we felt was unique and had tremendous potential. And as the multiplayer team iterated on the concept of The Last of Us Online during the time, their vision crystallized, the gameplay got more refined and satisfying, and we were enthusiastic about the direction in which we were headed. And wrapping up to full production, the massive scope of the ambition became clear. To release the support The Last of Us Online, we'd have to put all our studio resources behind supporting post-launch content for years to come, severely impacting development on future single-player games. So we had two paths in front of us: become a solely live service game studio, or continue to focus on single-player narrative games that have defined Naughty Dog's heritage, which this seems pretty obvious, okay? Just stick with what you're good at doing, okay? If you're trying to pivot over to multiplayer online type stuff, that sounds like it's just going to require all of their resources, and there's a good chance that it'll fumble. It won't be good at all. Anyway, they said they are proud of the studio who touched the project. The learnings and investments in technology from the game will carry into how we develop our projects and will be invaluable in the direction we're headed as a studio. We have more than one ambitious brand new single player game that we're working on here at Naughty Dog. That means 2, and we cannot wait to share more about what comes when we're ready. So yeah, I didn't know that Naughty Dog was doing online Last of Us. Not a big deal in my opinion. In fact, I bring it, I accept it. People canceling stuff that might turn out to be garbage is a-okay for me. They said, look, we're going to put everything behind this and we're going to have to cancel everything else. I don't want a repeat of Overwatch 2. I don't want gaming companies promising something and then delivering garbage and then being mad at us when they have to do like 50 different patches in order to make it an actual good game. So yeah, that's good. I mean, I don't think this is a bad thing. I think this is a good thing. There's a lot of online games that you guys can play that kind of give you that similar element that's actually, available, and people focus on specifically that type of content. I don't think a lot of people actually took this news bad. So I would say this is a W. Unfortunately, sad that you don't get it online, but a W because you're going to get more single player content, which is The Last of Us has already succeeded in doing so. Also, a lot of you guys asked me to talk about this really fast. I haven't watched it. The Yu Yu Hakusho live action series is now on Netflix. Now, I was looking at the trailer and I was not a huge fan, okay? This dude does not look like Kuwabara, okay? Everybody, some pros and cons, but mainly I had a bad feeling about this, especially after One Piece Netflix. I felt like it wasn't going to go in a good direction. But I did see a few clips on Twitter that I can't show you because copyright strikes, okay? But the action scenes in this show look ridiculous, okay? It was really good in terms of like the hand-to-hand combat and fighting. It was really good, and now I'm tempted to watch it, not for the story or not for the humor, but now I want to see mainly the action. I want to see if the action is as good as it is, because now that's the most appealing part to me. In the beginning, I wanted to see the music, I wanted to pay homage. Like, One Piece did a really good job at capturing the entire story of what One Piece is and bringing it back to life. This one didn't do it, but it feels like it's making its own type of iteration of it. And the action part sequence was so phenomenal that I was like, all right, I'm going to give it a chance. So I'm going to watch this maybe this weekend or sometime in the very near future. And I'll let you guys know what I think of it. As a whole, I'm hoping it's not garbage, though. I'm hoping that the action is not the only thing that's good based on what I've seen so far. But all right, guys, that's all I have for today's video. If you made it to the end, drop a like, subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you guys have been enjoying the frequent, uploads Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We've been going in. I hope you guys have been enjoying it, and I have. And yeah, so I'll take it easy. Be good. Go brush your teeth. Don't get halitosis. I'll definitely catch you next Monday because daggone well there's gonna be more things going down. All right. Be good. Be safe. All right. Peace.